AI's job displacement wave. What happens when millions of jobs disappear not over decades, but in just a few years? Previous technological revolutions spread their impact across generations. The mechanization of agriculture took nearly a century. The shift from manufacturing to services played out over decades. But artificial intelligence threatens to compress this timeline dramatically, potentially displacing tens of millions of workers before economic systems can adapt. AI systems today automate both routine tasks and complex cognitive work previously thought to require human intelligence and creativity. This represents a fundamental shift in the relationship between technology and human labor. Take Ants Telecom, which implemented an AI customer service system in 2021. Within 18 months, they reduced staff by 35% while customer satisfaction scores increased by 12%. We expected efficiency gains, says their operations director. But we didn't anticipate how quickly the AI would improve at handling complex customer problems. According to research from a European Commission's Joint Research Center, approximately 57 million jobs across the European Union face potential displacement through AI automation in the coming years. How will economies absorb this shock? This represents roughly 25% of the entire European workforce, with most impacts potentially occurring within a 5 to 7 year window once implementation reaches critical mass. What makes this wave of automation different is its target. Previous automation primarily affected blue-collar manufacturing and low-skilled service work. The current wave threatens knowledge workers, professionals, and creative occupations. Customer service represents one of the most vulnerable sectors. AI-powered chatbots and voice assistants now manage complex customer interactions. Major telecommunications companies report their advanced AI systems successfully resolve up to 70% of customer inquiries without human intervention. These systems continuously improve by analyzing thousands of past interactions, handling increasingly nuanced scenarios. Data analysis positions face similar pressure. AI systems excel at identifying patterns in large datasets, generating insights, and creating visualizations. Financial institutions have been early adopters, with several major European banks reducing their analytics departments by 20 to 30% after implementing AI systems. These systems process quarterly reports, market trends, and competitive analysis faster and with fewer errors than human teams. Content creation represents a surprising area of disruption. AI writing systems now produce marketing materials, basic news articles, product descriptions, and creative content at a fraction of human costs. A major European media conglomerate uses AI to generate approximately 40% of its online content, with human editors providing oversight. Similar tools are transforming graphic design, video editing, and audio production. Administrative roles face perhaps the most immediate threat. Functions like scheduling, documentation, expense processing, and basic correspondence now frequently run through AI systems. Many organizations have reduced administrative staff by 40 to 50%, with remaining staff focusing on complex coordination tasks. Some sectors remain relatively protected. Agriculture still requires significant human judgment for crop management and adaptation to environmental conditions. Logistics presents a mixed picture. While planning increasingly uses AI, the physical tasks of loading and delivering goods still exceed AI capabilities in many contexts. Teaching remains relatively stable, particularly for younger students, though teachers increasingly use AI tools for lesson planning and personalized learning recommendations. We're seeing real examples of AI systems performing complex expert work. Legal AI systems now review contracts and suggest alternative language, work traditionally performed by junior lawyers. Major law firms report completing document review in a fraction of the time previously required. Similarly, AI medical diagnostic systems analyze images with accuracy matching or exceeding specialized radiologists. One system deployed across several European hospitals detects certain lung abnormalities with 94% accuracy, compared to the human average of 88%. The projected timeline shows concerning acceleration. Most analysts predict 2025 to 2030 will see the most dramatic workforce impacts. The first wave, already beginning, primarily affects data processing roles. By 2026 to 2027, creative and professional services expect significant disruption. By 2028 to 2030, even specialized knowledge fields may face substantial AI competition. This raises a critical question. How quickly can displaced workers transition to new roles? Historical evidence suggests transitions require significant time. After manufacturing automation, many displaced workers never return to equivalent employment. Retraining programs show mixed success, with completion rates averaging 60 to 70%, and successful transitions taking 18 to 36 months, even with support. If AI displaces millions of European workers annually by 2026, but each worker requires 2 to 3 years for successful transition, we face a growing population without clear economic opportunities. Worker retraining also faces the moving target problem, training for roles that might be automated by completion time. Over the next 5 years, knowledge work faces unprecedented disruption. Financial services may lose 30 to 40% of current positions. Administrative support across all sectors could see 40 to 50% reductions. Marketing and content creation fields project 25 to 35% displacement, while customer service expects 35 to 45% reductions. These knowledge work positions historically served as landing spots for workers displaced from other sectors. As these positions become automated, where will displaced workers go? The economic implications extend beyond individual job losses. Consumer spending drives approximately 70% of economic activity in developed economies. Widespread job displacement threatens this essential economic engine. Additionally, tax revenue depends heavily on employment income, creating fiscal challenges precisely when social supports need expansion. Throughout history, technological changes have ultimately created more jobs than they eliminated. However, the compressed timeline of AI displacement creates unprecedented challenges. The potential benefits remain significant, but harvesting these while managing transition challenges requires deliberate policy approaches. Job displacement isn't evenly distributed. Some regions face a perfect storm of technological and demographic challenges that magnify their vulnerability, particularly in Eastern and Southern European economies. The East-West vulnerability divide. Why are Eastern and Southern European economies standing on the most fragile economic ground in the face of AI disruption? The answer lies in a dangerous confluence of technological and demographic factors that create unique vulnerabilities for these regions. A comprehensive policy brief from Bruegel, the Brussels-based economic think tank, highlights a stark demographic divide emerging across the European Union. While much attention focuses on technology's impact on employment, these demographic shifts may actually determine which regions can successfully navigate the AI transition and which might face economic collapse. The demographic data presents a troubling picture for Eastern and Southern Europe. Several countries face projected population declines exceeding 20% by 2050, with Bulgaria potentially dropping from 6.9 million to below 5.4 million people, and Greece falling from 10.4 million to approximately 8.9 million. These transformative changes reshape entire economic structures. Our town had 15,000 people when I was growing up. Today, barely 9,000 remain, mostly elderly. Young people leave for Germany or France as soon as they finish school, explains Miroslav, a small business owner in rural Bulgaria. His experience illustrates the human reality behind the statistics. Two primary factors drive these demographic shifts in combination. Fertility rates well below replacement level, 1.3 to 1.6 births per woman compared to the 2.1 needed for stability, and significant outward migration of younger, working-age citizens. This creates a demographic double blow that depletes human capital precisely when adaptation to technological change demands it most. Western and Northern European economies, resembling robust reservoirs that retain their resources, benefit from immigration that partially offsets lower birth rates. France's population may grow by 5.1% through 2050, while the Netherlands projects 7.3% growth. Meanwhile, Eastern economies function like leaky buckets, continuously losing their most valuable resource, working-age citizens, to wealthier neighbors. As populations shrink, workforce contractions follow. Bulgaria's working-age population could decline by 33% by 2050, with Romania facing a 30% reduction. Just as these populations contract, AI advances, intensifying a regional vulnerability gap that strains everything from pension systems to labor markets. Tax bases inevitably contract alongside population declines. With fewer taxpayers, countries face difficult choices. Increase tax rates on remaining workers, potentially accelerating immigration, cut public services, or accumulate unsustainable debt. Domestic markets also contract, creating particular challenges for local businesses that depend on local population density and purchasing power. When AI adoption patterns overlay this demographic landscape, the potential for economic divergence intensifies. Research suggests Northern and Western European countries will implement AI 30 to 40% faster than Southern and Eastern regions. This creates a technological acceleration gap where demographically healthier regions also benefit from earlier productivity gains. Countries with aging populations face particular difficulties adapting to rapid technological change. Educational systems must evolve quickly, but this adaptation requires resources and institutional flexibility that declining regions increasingly lack. We know AI will transform our factory operations, notes Elena, a manufacturing supervisor in Romania. But finding engineers who understand these systems is nearly impossible. They've all moved to Germany. The demographic and technological divisions create a self-reinforcing cycle. As Western European economies implement AI more rapidly, their productivity advantages increase, widening wage differentials with Eastern regions and potentially accelerating westward migration. This further depletes human capital in Eastern regions, making them less attractive for AI-related investment. Specific sector vulnerabilities compound these challenges. Healthcare systems face particular pressure as populations age while healthcare workforces shrink. Bulgaria already faces a shortage of approximately 30,000 nurses, projected to widen to 40,000 by 2030. Infrastructure maintenance becomes more difficult with contracting labor forces, potentially leading to deteriorating physical infrastructure alongside digital transformation. Financial institutions across Eastern Europe already struggle with talent acquisition for digital transformation. As AI accelerates change in financial services, institutions in demographically challenged regions may fall further behind, creating competitive disadvantages and potential financial system vulnerabilities. These combined pressures raise concerns about economic fracturing within the European Union. Growth rate divergence between regions could intensify beyond levels manageable within existing EU frameworks, with projections showing potential annual growth differentials of 1.5 to 2.5 percentage points between the strongest and weakest regional economies. Pension systems face particular stress, with countries like Poland, Hungary, and Romania projecting old age dependency ratios increasing from around 30% to exceeding 50% by 2050. This means fewer than 2 working-age adults for each retirement-age citizen, creating unsustainable pressure on social security systems. What emerges is a clear picture of heightened vulnerability in Eastern and Southern EU countries due to demographic collapse coinciding with technological disruption. While Western and Northern European economies have challenges managing AI transition, they benefit from more stable demographics and stronger starting positions in technological implementation. This regional divergence creates concerns beyond Europe's borders. Eastern European countries have become integrated into global supply chains, particularly in manufacturing. Disruption in these regional economies could cascade through production networks, affecting global manufacturing. Financial instability could similarly transmit through increasingly connected capital markets.